Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again. It is that time of the night where we have to talk about Senzo's case. Right, but just before we start, guys, we are aware that there is an episode missing. Yeah. Oh, Emily, what you have made me do. But it's not your fault, it's my fault.
Let's start that.
It's okay. We it's okay. It's fine. We are live, but oh God. Okay. But guys, while we are doing what we are doing, we are going to talk about Senzo, and we are going to apologize for yesterday, guys. We were tired. No one made it to the studio, and it's fine. It's acceptable. If you are tired, yes, but your stuff is there. What we are going to do, we're just going to edit so that you have a complete thinking.
Hi, mina bengikhathele.
Bekhathalekile izolo ingane zawethu.
I just went through it. I know it was 2 hours, but it was 2 hours that took a lot out of me. Advocate BALOYI is somehow like Sibanda.
Yes.
He's exhausting. He's going around in circles. He's asking the same question over and over. I don't know what different response he's hoping to get. It's just days and days of asking the same question over and over and over again. Yo, I wasn't ready for what I'm experiencing. It's torture.
Torturous.
I feel the torture. I have the same feeling I have every time Gininda testifies. It's that bad. The feeling. I don't understand. Why doesn't he want to finish?
Because what is coming is worse than this.
He doesn't want to finish.
What is coming is worse than this.
And I was hoping today he would wrap it up. He's not done, guys. He's not done. And I was sabawelling people that were listening to Ndosi.
Yeah, hey, speaking of Ndosi, ever fit?
If only I could listen to that instead.
No, speaking of Ndosi, ever fit? Ndosi is not bad, Bafit. Ndosi is bad. Ndosi is one of us. You understand? Ndosi is us, we are Ndosi. You can't convince us otherwise. Ndosi is part of us, you know. Yes, Ndosi khona naye lapho ayenze khona ama-flop ebafethu hayi khona. Kodwa hayi ixoleleni Ndosi bafethu. Indosi iyasichithela Indosi. Iyasitshela Indosi ukuthi what is going on. Indosi iyasitshela Indosi. Indosi ayizile ukuzodlala la. Ayizile ukuzo play around. Indosi izokhuluma Indosi bafethu. Manje manizolokhu nithi nayo isigebengu what not. Allegedly bafethu no. Iyekeni lanto yekandosi ikhuluma bafethu. Iyakhuluma Indosi. Indosi iyakhuluma Indosi. I was very proud.
You were very proud.
I was very proud. Iyakhuluma Indosi bafethu. Iyakhuluma koma kwathi qha. You know, Ndosi spoke mfethu. There is nothing you can tell me that can make me hate Ndosi man right now. Ndosi man is talking. Yes, Ndosi, we've been angry at Ndosi for far too long. But
I'm part of those people that has been frustrated.
Ndosi ayizile ukuzodlala nomuntu la. Ndosi ayizile ukuzocomrada. This is the clearest Ndosi that you can ever find. The intentions are very clear. He's not playing around. Hey, manje, here's the problem, Pep. Lo bani to sauce, no musauce, no mbando endo.
Sauce.
Sauce. Ikoi.
Yes.
Ikho ilode South Africa. Queen Qe.
Yeah.
Aha. Manje ke umbuzo wami ukuthi what is he saying? Ngoba phela yena he concluded, a very smart guy who waited for Mchunu to finish and was firmly behind Mchunu.
Minister.
You know?
I believe.
Hey, bafethu yekana ukuskenyiwa. Yabona ngolokhu ngisho le. Yekana ukuskenyiwa nithatha amavoteni. Nithatha amavotenu.
That this decision that you took was the best decision.
Niwabeka amavoteni, niwabeka endaweni wrong. Yekana ukuskenyiwa. Hey, nizoskenyiwa bafethu. Nihambe nivota ngoba nakho kuukuthi phela lokho sekwenzekile ayikho into eseningayenza hey kanilento kuskenyiwa how angiyazi mina lento hey angiyazi lento le what is he saying now? That's my question. What is he saying? Is he still firmly behind?
He said that there was a meeting that happened bekhono umkhotsi umchunu umatlala
lokuthiwa umchunu othakamazi umkhotsi uthakamazi uyabona nje umchunu hey umchunu
angazi bathi campaign funding what
but they were going to fund the campaign kamchunu to become a president or a deputy president. I don't know what so that what can continue maybe something like that. Hey bafowethu hey nizodlalwa bafowethu ningavuma ukudlala.
But the people that have left SANDF task force, special task force, have went to work for Makala Security Company. 23. Hi Undosi. My joy is still on the ground.
Ewakhuluma uNdosi bafowethu.
23 former soldiers, not just any type of soldiers, but the ones that were in the special task force.
Hey, wakhuluma uNdosi bafowethu. I don't care who says what at what time, but dala ngisho kodwa lento ukuthi everything has a link here. Uyabona? Everything has a link here. Yabo abantu basitshela lokho abasitshela khona hey thina we're fighting for people, corruption and what not. Ayasazwe Emil, my stream is finished. Oh, okay. Thank you. My stream is back, guys. Hey.
What's going on?
So, what happened is that I've been looking for you guys. Oh, I missed you. You are back now.
Oh,
so,
the chat.
Everything disappeared.
Oh, the chat disappeared.
Because you opened it on a new, different tab. So, mina ngafike ngavala yonke into.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't imagine. I'm trying to warm up to the technical stuff. You see why, guys, I don't do the technicalities of things. This is why.
No, it's not your fault. It's me because I'm used to one way of doing things. So I just went, I expected it to be on the other tab that I'm used to. So I closed the other one so that the internet would not struggle. You know, yeah, which then was my mistake. But I've finally gotten you guys back so that your chat can pop up and everything as well. But hello, Mtimkulu, hello everyone. Undosi ukhulumile bafowethu. Yabona nje we can say whatever about. We're still gonna talk about Senzo. Don't worry, Senzo's case. And as we promised, we are going to deliver on that one. Yesterday, we asked this work that we do, we shut down sometimes on the last hour. Let me tell you the truth. Yesterday, I think everything that needed to be done was done. We just shut down. And I was like, Emil, I'm not coming. And he is ziplate. And he is.
I also gave up on my way. I was like, Nami. Yazizwa ukuthi angikho right. I need rest. I need to bring back the blood.
It happens, Emily. It happens. I was like,
And after listening, I just felt so exhausted and so tired, and I didn't know how to fathom what was happening, because I was like, please tell me this is not happening. Why does it feel like they're trying to exhaust MUZI? They're trying to make him tired. They're trying to make him tired, reach that point of tiredness where he's confused and he's rambling. They want him to ramble.
Everyone is waiting for his name to be called. Emagamena bangcwele awunamela mlubeliku uledwaba uphakathi laphana kuthiwa akazochasa bathi wena ledwaba ngazi what you millions and what not hey you let go of these people, come out and they do bang bang and stuff like that, and then come and explain. You know, they actually didn't say come and explain.
He says he's willing to go and explain.
And then the Dwaba was like, me is coming. Me is coming. Me want to go up there and clarify. So clearly, he's going to tell us how do this thing of bail work. Why Abondanzi are denied bail. Why Abo Lokuzan, Abo
Katiso.
Kamagalbizo, they are given bails after bail, even with a bail on top of a bail. Stuff like that, we are born. So, angaz millions, what?
I'm investigator, Salama safe house, but he still gets bail.
After releasing so and so, investigators now we have to pay more because they are in safe house and whatnot.
24-hour protection.
24-hour protection. Nje kuyalena JP kakarata kuyalena yabona. Things kuba ilokho njalo saphinde sadlula ziningi nje indaba bafethu nathi ziyahlula njengamanje yabo. We want to explain but ziningi impela ngazi washwacima ziningi nje. We can tell you a lot but it is focused kule case ka Senzo. Undosi kodwa indoda futhi Undosi is not bad. Mina ngiyabezwa abantu bekhuluma ngazi bathi inunu unjani. Undosi is handsome. He's a very handsome man Undosi. Very handsome. Ngicabanga ukuthi isigqoko lesiyana simenza ukuthi Undosi ungamboni kahle. Yabo ukuthi yena Undosi indoda mfethu. Yabo unqonywa yenye indoda ke futhi akukho easy but ngenqo indoda leyana mfethu. Yabo uyabuka impela Undosi yambona ukuthi hayi indoda le. Uyabukeka Undosi uyabukeka indoda leyana mfethu indoda musanje ukugxeka Undosi bafethu again futhi lesi sigqoko sakhe lesi they must put it far from him because ngathi mayigqoke sona la nolaka khona ukuthi right Undosi mangagqoka isigqoko umbonile Undosi explains everything clearly to the T, tells you where he slept, how many times he slept in that place, and then he comes back and tell you ukuthi the decision to disband that PKTT, it was wrong. Yabona.
Thank you.
And we were very happy. Undosi uzokutshela ukuthi usema grouping ka WhatsApp. That's Undosi we want. Uzokutshela I'm there. I'm watching silently. That's where things start getting cooked. Angazi what people pray and what not. Undosi ukhulumile bafowethu. There are a lot of things that people pray khona lapana and then Sotho angazi kanjani Sotho they speak in Sotho sometimes but there's a group apparently where things get started you know
and sometimes they pray
uyabona nje things kwasha kwacima kwale wasiring but stuff like that yeah so ke asikho ke lapho na class khona Senzo's case
so today you know, a majority of the questions I feel were defending Brigadier Kininda's character, you know, which is weird because one expected to have some form of direction into saying that this is what happened. Yes, you were there. You committed this crime. But I find that a lot of the cross-examination is to debunk the assault that it took place, to say that Brigadier Kininda is an honorable police officer who would never do such. It feels that way. It doesn't feel like the state is trying, or not even trying to, but what we expected is not happening, in my opinion. So today's cross-examination in its entirety was weird. But one thing I have to say is that Mr. Sibiya is holding on. Mr. Sibiya is fighting for his life. Mr. Sibiya is fighting for his life.
Impela ke futhi yabona manje indoda impela ke le ngisho ngama lapha kuze kube 10 days ngeke zambreak uSibiya. Cha khohlwa
He's not
mfethu khohlwa.
breaking.
Khohlwa ke mfethu khohlwa ngane kwethu khohlwa impela.
He's not breaking.
Awungabuye phona wabuya nogwayi ngokusheshsha. Cha khohlwa impela ngeke ibreak la ndoda hayi cha khohlwa futhi iyamcorrecta ke futhi yakuzi iyamcorrect impela ukuthi cha hayi asingayibeki kanje inje indaba khohlwa ngeke angeke ayibreak la ndoda leyo mina nginendaba mina noma ungabuza silly questions. Hey, you said you were inside the house, outside the house. Hey, Mgomezulu said this.
I think the worst thing is using Mgomezulu's
those stop and goes that were created on purpose, in my opinion. They are not going to work. You know, that thing is not going to work. And also trying to hold on, I don't know for what, God knows. Let those others who are still to come be safe in the name of, yes. Because I don't understand what is the holding up. Why are we holding up the situation from happening? I mean, the most anticipated person, give the people who haven't been here. We have had Bosbia, we have had everyone else. Now we want to hear from the defense witnesses other than the ones that are in court. So this thing of wasting time and your lordship, I think it will be right time for us to adjourn for tomorrow and all that is not going to work.
Tomorrow he's gonna drag again, going to things that were said before MUZI testified for himself, before he told his own story. The versions that were put via the lawyers when they didn't even have sight of these places that he was talking to. And I think another thing that also made sense to me was why Advocate Mnisi requested that inspection in loco. When he requested it, the people that are siding with the state saw it as a waste of time. But let me tell you, it served its purpose today.
Yes.
Today, it definitely served its purpose. The reason why that inspection loco had to take place was so that he could understand, and we could all understand what Mr. Sibiya was talking about when he said he got assaulted at a municipality area in Vosloorus. Today, we got full context of why that inspection loco had to take place. So, the day started, or rather it resumed, with BALOYI asking Sibiya about that room that he was assaulted in. Sibiya reminded BALOYI that yesterday they ended when Mgomezulu said that he was assaulted in a room and was never taken to a house. And he said that he explained that Mgomezulu was correct in saying that he was assaulted at Letabong, Vosloorus and Deep Kloof. So Sibiya claimed that the assault at Letabong was in a room at Vosloorus and he was assaulted outside at Vosloorus. So that's where we get that visual to say that he gave in the inspection in loco that he was made to sit down and it was outside opposite a parking area with cars, but the other side had a building behind him, you know, and it was a place where there wasn't free movement of civilians, or rather normal people. Yes, it's one area, it's one place. The entire place is referred to as Gold Spot. But that place where he says he was assaulted is where there's not much movement of public people. So BALOYI said that Sibiya explained the assault in the context of what happened at Vosloorus and that he never mentioned Letabong. And here I felt like he was twisting his testimony and kind of taking it out of context.
Yes.
But then Sibiya said he never said that he was assaulted at an office in Vosloorus, which is true. At this point, I also felt like maybe it's time for Mnisi to stand up and start objecting because...
Yeah, we cool. Yeah, very cool. Yeah.
Sibiya said that he even explained that it did not have an open field where it wasn't an open field where you couldn't see what was afar. But he never said that he was inside a house. He said he was outside, and he's always maintained that. And
Even
he
on
said,
the evidence in loco,
yes.
it was maintained. to
Yes,
that
and he
extent.
even said, I went and showed the court where outside that was. So Baloyi then said, we are not going to labor that point. We are just going to mention that yesterday you tried to explain what you said when you meant that the assault took place inside an office. Nisi at this point finally stood to object to the madness, okay, in my opinion.
Madness, indeed.
He said, what happened yesterday, I remember vividly that the state read a portion from the record wherein the court took up some clarification with Mr. Sibiya, that which was thrown to the court by Mr. Sibiya was to the following effect. It was that court asked if the assault happened in an open space or an office. This is what the state confronted Mr. Sibiya with. Not that question that came from the state itself. They were referring to a portion of the record in which a court posed a question for clarification purposes, and then Mr. Sibiya was then responding to it. He never said that the assault took place in an office. Baloyi said that they'll revisit the issue again. If he says that they're going to revisit the issue again,
You must know that normally it's called an action. And it's not coming back. It's like that thing of we will call that witness,
General
my lord,
Shabani.
please allow this evidence to come. It will call.
General Shabani.
That thing you must know it is never coming.
Baloyi said that they referred to the record of the 6th of February 2024 where Sibanda cross-examined Sibiya, where Sibiya said that when Brigadier Gininda arrived, they would stop assaulting him and would hold a private meeting away from him with Brigadier Gininda at Vosloorus. So Baloyi then said the court asked you the following question. Tell me where they were assaulting you. Were they assaulting you in an open place, or was it inside an office? What is the situation there? Sibiya said it was something that resembled an office because it was an open space. It was now in a particular premises. So yesterday when Sibiya, is it Baloyi, now asking, yesterday when we confronted you with the portion, you tried to explain in the context of municipal precinct. You never mentioned Letabong that you are now mentioning this morning. Sibiya responded by saying that he would like to explain again. He did not mean inside an office. That place has municipality offices. He said, I did not say I was assaulted inside an office, just as you are saying. It's not an open space. An office is not an open space. I was outside in the parking. It's not an open space like a field so that you can see from afar. I was not beaten in an office. I was beaten outside, where I showed the court at Vosloorus in the inspection in loco. Then Baloyi asked, so are you saying your answer here that is something that resembled or looked like an office because it is not an open space? Is it not correct? Sibiya said, no, I said it was outside. I never said that it was inside. Even the first time I said it was outside, I never said it was in an office. So Baloyi then said, we'll leave it at that for argument. You'd recall that there was an inspection in loco on the 4th of July 2025 at Vosloorus Municipality Precinct. Before this inspection in loco, your counsel advocate Nisi put it to Brigadier Gininda that you were assaulted at a secluded spot on the 30th of May 2020. You'll agree that that spot you pointed out in the parking area is not secluded, or it's not a secluded spot. Nisi objected and said that that's the danger of reading the record in a computerized fashion. He said that on numerous occasions he's been trying to give a description of what Mr. Sibiya told him where the assault took place because he did not know the place. It would be difficult for him to say this is exactly what the place looked like. Mr. Sibiya never said to him that it was a secluded spot, but he was trying to visualize what he was trying to describe to him so that he can convey it to the court. So if the state understood his attempt to describe what Mr. Sibiya was trying to tell him, that it was secluded, then let the state blame me, said Mnisi, not Mr. Sibiya, which is ultimately why I said it was a thought for me to fathom what that area, or it was tough to fathom what that area looked like, which is why I made the application for the inspection in loco. Yes, actually, this is the reason why that inspection in loco took place. Mr. Mnisi was not shy to say and tell the court that I do not and I cannot visualize this area that Mr. Sibiya is telling me about. He's explaining it to me.
Which is, in a sense, if you look at it, how BALOYI is trying to twist everything, in my opinion. He's using the vision that the lawyers that were representing Sibiya would have. And on top of that, he's also using the description or the idea of what the transcriber thinks. And on top of that, he's also using what is working for him, what the interpreter says.
Yes.
Those are things that I saw they have been used. So where he is poking what looks like holes is basically the explanation was given by someone on behalf of someone in trying to explain that. Unfortunately, Ramsipil has not stood up to say, but this is what I envisioned when this man was explaining some of these things. And then obviously Nom Gomez was not here to do that. So BALOYI is using that, basically.
And dragging it for 3 days so far.
He has not actually found a situation where you would say, oh yeah, that is Sibiya indeed. Sibiya said it in his own words. And Sibiya has been saying, that's why I'm here. That's why I was there on the trial, within the trial, to explain. And that's how I've been explaining.
Yes.
And that's why I'm even explaining now.
Now, BALOYI said that he's at liberty to argue that at the end of the case, but the fact of the matter is that this is what was put to Brigadier Gininda, and he said that
what happened to this is not a chess game.
It's not.
What happened that this is not a chess game? Where is the judge to do that? Because he's been doing that when it suits him.
Conjure Rob versus
Hepworth. That we probably would know by now through our head.
Well, he said that they submit that they're entitled to press the witness on that preposition. The place was secluded, in my opinion. It is a secluded spot.
It is facing the side where most people would not be there at night.
They won't be able to see. There's no much movement. We saw it. We saw that, okay, this is Maspala. There's parked cars, there's a parking lot, and then there's a building behind that didn't look like it had anybody occupying it. So,
and the judge has been hammering on days, fire people
lights,
and what?
Fire people. He's the one pointing all these things out. Like, it's so weird.
Disgusting.
It's so weird.
Very disgusting judges these days that we are seeing. And days, in my opinion. Honestly speaking, now that Mkwanas has told us about different kinds of judges that you can see, I don't know. That's all I can say.
Well, BALOYI said, why did you maintain that it is a secluded spot? Well, Sibiya responded it perfectly. He said in that space, the main road from a gold spot down that area is blocked by a building from where I was kept, so that when people would pass, they would not be able to see what was happening in that area. Even cars were blocking to see what was happening in that area. Then BALOYI said the record will speak for itself. The record of the inspection in loco, the proposition that the place is secluded was only put to Brigadier Gininda and not to any other witness who testified. So this is where I started getting the feeling that Haibo, today's cross-examination, will be defending the honor and dignity of Brigadier Gininda. I just had a feeling that I marked it. I'm like, today, Hona, kuzolwela isidima saka Gininda. Then Sibiya then responded and said, I am also saying that the place was secluded. And BALOYI said, before the inspection in Loco, Mnisi put it to Gininda that the place, known as Gold Spot, houses different office buildings, including the police station, municipality building. But Brigadier Gininda has always maintained that the police station is a standalone building. It's separate from the municipality building. Notice how he left out that Brigadier Gininda had actually said that the place was very far away from the municipality area. The police station was very far away and you needed to drive to get to it. He never said it's the same block. Notice how he leaves that part out conveniently. And he said that we saw during the inspection in Loco that indeed it is a standalone building. Sibiya said, as I said, the entire place, we call it Gold Spot. It includes the police station, the municipality area, the shops of the municipality area, the rank and a marketplace. He said there's a particular marketplace called Lucky where they always buy. So BALOYI then said, you mentioned that you're familiar with that place. And Sibiya said, yes. BALOYI said, you see Mr. Mgomezulu as well, when he was cross-examining Sergeant Mohola on the 22nd of November 2023. Mgomezulu said at Fort Loras, next to a municipality area, he was further assaulted by police insisting that he should give information relating to Senzo Meyiwa. So Mgomezulu speaks about next to a municipality area. Yes, it's next to it. It's in the same block. It's the same building. It's the same premises.
Yes.
So what is the problem? Then Sibiya said, I hear what Mgomezulu said, but I came to the witness box in the trial within a trial and I said that I was assaulted in the municipality area. Even now, I still maintain that I was assaulted in the municipality area. How Mgomezulu understood it, I wouldn't know. But I said in the trial within a trial that I was assaulted in a municipality area. Even now, I still maintain in the main trial that I was assaulted there. I even went and showed the court that I was assaulted there. Even the prosecutor was there when I showed the court that I was assaulted there. BALOYI then said, Mr. Sibiya, you'd recall that there's a fire station across or directly opposite the parking area that you pointed out.
The judge started writing, eh?
Yeah, he started being busy.
His own stuff, his own work. He's writing his own work.
His beautiful
God.
work.
Oh, what a day.
His marvelous, exceptional work.
What
you can
day.
tell he was a defense attorney in the past. You can tell. You can tell.
What can you tell?
That he was a defense attorney.
What?
That he was a defense attorney.
In an apartheid days?
Yes.
Yes, you can tell that he was a defense attorney in apartheid days where people who are charged did not have rights. Yes, you can tell that. Can definitely tell that.
I left out the apartheid part.
His way or highway.
But he was a defense attorney in the apartheid era. You can tell. Yeah,
you can tell that he was a defense for apartheid people who didn't have rights. You sure?
He's very passionate. He's very passionate about debunking Sibiya's aspersions, allegedly. So it was established during the inspection in Loco that the fire station operates on 24-hour basis. Mnisi objected to this and said, where did that information come from? Where did it come from? And specifically, who said that under oath? Remember the judge there at the inspection in Loco was asking how long that fireplace was. But I said that the court made notes referring to the judge's notes during the inspection in Loco, and that is what the court put on record. The judge said, okay. Nisi said that if his memory serves him well, there's a gentleman who then was confronted with that question. And that gentleman said that he did not want to be quoted because that was during COVID period. So assertion that somebody said that that space would have been open for 24 hours finds no application in the context of what that gentleman said, because he specifically remembers vividly that when he said that it was COVID time, but normally it opens 24 hours, but because that was COVID period, he doesn't know what the situation was. And he said that we are speaking here about the date of the 30th of June, which was in the midst of COVID time. Baloyi said that the gentleman that Advocate Nisi is referring to, he thinks that was when the question was asked as to whether people were paying for services there at the municipality area during that period. I don't remember this part. I don't remember the gentleman. I remember somebody being asked immediately by Advocate Nisi after the judge brought up the lights situation and the fire area situation. I remember Nisi really being proactive when the judge would do that in the suspension in loco.
Yes.
I recall that.
Yes.
But I don't remember the specific part that Baloyi is talking about where he's saying that the gentleman was referring to the question on whether people were paying for services. It's something that I would have to look at again back just to make sure, you know. And that was in the context. But as far as this fire station is concerned, the fact is as it stands. Then came a forward to court, or the court register. Hey, Yazin, I think we have a problem. It was first the interpreter. Yakumbula interpreter in the past used to have certain things happening that were weird. Now we found the court register showing Judge Mukhwatleng notes there. A jump, a spit. And he's just started now whispering, showing notes of some sort. And it seems that this court register
is the one,
you know,
who was talking to the judge, no?
Yeah. And he did it without anyone even asking him to do what he was doing. I don't remember the judge asking him, please bring me notes. No, he just out of his own accord, he got up, he started whispering to the judge. Then the judge said he should not show it to him. He knows what he wrote. He was there at the inspection in loco. So he told him to show all the legal counsel because they were also there. And he said, I've got the brightest leg. Baloyi then said, perhaps we can put that on record, my lord, you know. He was saying this as the court register was showing him the notes. The judge said, no, don't put it on record. Nisi then said the state is applying its own process here. And then the judge said, no, don't put it on record. You can look at it and see it because we are going to have another argument about whether the record is right or wrong or what. Then Baloyi said, we've just had sight of what the court put on record as proceedings of the inspection in loco, and indeed, I think the first sentence there is a fire station that operates 24/7. Nisi then said, may I just make one observation with the permission of the court? This information, if my memory serves me well, is the court's clerk who was taking notes and not the court himself. So whether he understood what the gentleman said or is saying is something else. Well, the judge said you're entitled to argue every point. Nobody's stopping you to argue whatever and quote it. Otherwise, here we can't agree on simple things. Why must they agree with the points that you make? They are not simple things. They are not. You know, and he forgets as well that tomorrow he'll be the very same judge to tell the defense counsel that why didn't they dispute this? Once it's permanently there on the record that the fireplace
what you are saying
open
here
for
is a
24/7.
judge collecting the points of ways of actually finding these accused guilty. That's what we are seeing here. There's no other way around it. We are seeing a judge he cannot even hide it.
No. In living color, in 3D. Even the SABC is now putting watermarks in their faces so that we don't see these facial expressions properly. What's happening?
Can they move it to the
Please.
left or right?
Please, or make it move, okay? Make it move. Like, make it a motionary type of watermark, okay? Please, doch. As a belief, we want to see those faces.
Lalawa abantu umsebenzi we-SABC abayeke.
Hayi nani niyekeni ukutshatsha i-content yabantu Nkosi yami.
Utshone nama-content wazi ukuthi awudalelwe lento. Leave it up.
Akiniyehliseni kancane buka manje wonke umuntu usafaka ama-watermark amangaka eskrinini asamoni kahle. Asamoni kahle guys, fukuzani. We want to see their faces, man. I wanted to see BALOYI's face, man. So, and also, it seems like we have another problem here of the clerk who forgets that he's not the prosecutor. At some point, the interpreter also had this problem.
Until he was told to read the whole thing on record.
So man just thinking I quite like.
Then he remembered his position.
He needs to be reminded of his position as well. No, this thing of you bringing notes and stuff is not necessary. Sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you. So Sibiya said that a person was asked there on how that area works. That person explained the condition that they worked under during that period. During COVID in 2020, there was no area. 2020, there was no area that worked like that apart from the police. So that area during COVID had time periods when it worked and when it did not work. And he says that when he was there, he did not see any other person except for the police that were with him and assaulting him. There's no other person that was afar or from a distance. It was just him and these police officers. There was no other person who'd say that they saw him from afar, you know, and every other person who was there, they were with these police officers that were with him. So that is why in the trial, within a trial, he actually said that he saw himself as a person who was in a lion's den, as if the lions wanted to eat him. What a description. He said, I was the only one who was not a police officer amongst those people. There was no one who wished to even assist me. I was beyond help on that day. And he says, on those days, they took me there. There was no one. There was a time I went there during the day, and there was a time that they took me there, and it was dark, and I saw no one there. And this is where I would like to say to my people, once your loved one gets arrested, immediately run to the nearest police station. Just be there. Because if you're not there, let this be a cautionary tale. It seems like everything you can think of was happening, and there was no one coming to save him. And this is where we take lessons for ourselves, that if your loved one is to ever be taken in by the police, just run. Make sure you are there. Make sure you're documenting everything. And if you are afraid and you've got the money, go get yourself a lawyer. Right? Just document the entire process, because it's not normal for someone to get arrested and not be taken to the nearest police station.
It's not.
It's highly...
That's when you should start ringing the bell.
So this is where I wished MUZI had people that didn't or was not really intimidated or really afraid as much as we are afraid.
Who was supposed to be there for you?
Maybe the uncle.
The uncle was probably working, coming back late.
Late at night. Ish.
Probably doesn't even have a car. The other uncle probably didn't know up until 3-4 days later.
I know this is giving a sense how they took complete advantage here. It doesn't feel right. You know that there's so many wrong things that happen.
What I'm looking at, what I'm side-eyeing, ilamambuga angamazulu ayelapha enza lento. Uyabona mfo, I will tell you this. I am Zulu. But the day where I'm hired, I see something not right.
Speak up.
I will fight. And I'm not talking about something that I have not done. You know, I have done for other people in other companies that I worked for. There was a point where this person I knew was unfairly dismissed. You know, luckily, the manager is the one who said, hey man, look, this thing, the manager who dismissed him.
Yes.
He came to me and said, hey man, I know you are friends with this lady. Do something. This person is unfairly dismissed. When you go there, man, I will tell the truth. That's how that woman won. She won. She came back. She didn't come back. She chose money. And she left. But
so they had to pay her after she
won. They had to pay
case.
her, yes. But all I'm trying to say is that I'm not talking about something that I've not done before. You can't watch umuntu again elinyazwa abantu. Abanye. Yes, singaba ndawonye singaba South Africa. But mase ngibona ukuthi no man, uyalimala lo muntu lola. Why do I continue playing along with that nonsense?
Hey, Gauteng changes people, eh?
I mean, I'm afraid
I grew up in Gauteng. Let me tell you, Mr. Anonymous, nobody gives, no one cares.
I'm not like that.
What happened to MUZI could have easily happened to anyone.
I am not like that, man.
And they will just participate. No one will say.
Mina la khona masimba ngihlali khona mfo. Ngifuna ukukutshela. Kungaba mnandi senze zonke izinto esizenzayo, but once kwanamasimba nje ngibe ngisahlala khona mase kunuka akube kusahlala mina yabona you can do whatever. You can prank people and do it, but once uqala ukuba personal, I mean very isuke sikhombene.
Stand up for yourself.
I mean it's for people, other people. Mina isuke sikhombene, yabo, because I can't live with it. I can't live with it.
There are very few people like you. We were humiliated on more than one occasion, and people just watch us suffer.
But I think it is how you were taught back home to mind your business. I told you the story of when.
But they are minding. That's the excuse. They're minding their own business.
I told you the story when I was at Varsity. Where I chased after criminals that were robbing a boy from Varsity.
You did tell me that story at some point.
Yes. I couldn't stand.
There.
I couldn't stand and watch. I mean, ngiyofela vele emanyaleni. Yabo. Mawukuthi kanjani ngiyofela khona emanyaleni. But I couldn't stand and watch this boy get the exams. The boy is coming from the Ribral. And obviously doesn't have the money to stay at Hatfield. Nama, I was staying at Hatfield because I was staying in Rest. So I was walking to Sunnyside. You know, where things are cheaper. It was around about 6 or so. This thing happened twice. Twice. I chased those guys until we were helped by some security. I forgot the name of the security. They were in a quantum by Loftus. We chased those guys from down there, the school, that girls' school, until the Loftus side. The Loftus side, luckily, the taxi of the security was coming towards us as we were chasing them. The other one jumped to the stadium. And then this one who had the bag and everything, unfortunately for him, the security caught him. I wanted to finish him there, right there. If the security was not there, it was done for him.
But Betty, it's none of our business. I even remember I had a friend who had like a boyfriend and they were working at night in town. And when they got robbed, the boy was like, no, just give them your phone.
No, that does happen. What did that girl do afterwards? What did that girl do afterwards?
She was refusing because she had put it in on her chest here. And then those guys searched and searched until they found it and they took it. I'm like, and I'm sure that guy was working with them. There's no way.
Did you dump him?
Yes.
Did you dump him? Obvious. Yeah, man, let's continue.
Oh my God, the things that we've gone through. That is why now you see me passionate so much about this case, because I have been there before where I felt like I'm surrounded by monsters in a lion's den and no one is coming to save me. And indeed, nobody came to save me. Okay, so I really, really felt it when he said that. I'm like, oh my God, I can resonate with this so much. People do take advantage, especially if you're from a poor background or you're poor. They will make you a Popeye. It's just what it is.
Let's press the like button, guys. Please, thank you in advance for doing that. Join membership if you can. But yeah, that's basically the request that we have. And yeah, let's continue on the line. Let's continue.
So, Baloyi said there's also a Kuruleni Metro Police alcohol station tasting on the premises, and SIBIYA said that he had no knowledge of that. How is he supposed to know that there's alcohol tasting premises there? Oh my God. Then Baloyi said we've also seen that access is controlled to those premises. Do you agree? There's a boom. Well, SIBIYA said that when they entered, there was nothing blocking the cars. There was nobody that was being asked as to what they were going to be doing inside those premises. He said he did not see anyone at the gate. Cars would enter the premises and would park where he was assaulted. Not once, but on 3 occasions. So SIBIYA did not recall also the day.
They're probably rebuilding or it was closed.
It was COVID, remember. So people were at work. Security guards, I don't think most of them, especially...
No, but this is that building is actually getting rebuilt or something.
There's construction.
So maybe it was closed at the time. It was not being used. And people knew that.
Oh, yes. And police would know that. That's a fact. They would know that. So SIBIYA did not recall the day he was taken to this place. He did not have a watch. They left Tembisa.
It was Baloyi who was supposed to go there and say, I want the security who was working on this gate that day
to come and testify.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but don't tempt them.
No, it's done. It's done. There's nothing they can do.
What if they bring somebody who was not a
they
security
are done.
there? Oh, they are done.
They are done.
Oh, coach, they are done. I forget. I'm traumatized by this case. I'm traumatized. So he said that he was also confused mentally. He was disturbed as to how things were unfolding. You know, he said if Baloyi can remind him, since he wanted to know what time it was so badly, he'd be able to remember. So Baloyi said you cannot remember if it was dark or light when you arrived at the premises where when they took you, or which court they took you to. Well, SIBIYA said right now he can't recall. So Baloyi went back now to mentioning that there were 7 police cars and that there was 14 police officers, including the traffic officers who were assaulting him. SIBIYA said he can't recall the exact amount, but he thinks that they were 15 and above. It's possible that they could have been 14, but he said 15 and above. And Baloyi said, did they all participate in the assault on you? And SIBIYA said, let me explain. If we are 7 or 8 and we've covered a person's face and we are hitting them or kicking them, they're not going to be able to see who was assaulting them. The person would think everyone was assaulting them because they cannot be able to tell that this person and this person were the ones assaulting them. Then Baloyi said, on what basis are you insinuating that there were more than 15, including traffic officers? And SIBIYA said, it's the manner in which they were many, because I was asked to estimate as to how many they were. So, yeah. Baloyi now said that he was made to sit at the area with a plastic over his head. He was narrating the whole scene that Sibiya had described, his hands cuffed at the back. And he asked if he mentioned in his evidence in chief if he was also kicked there at that particular spot. Sibiya said he said it in the trial within a trial, and he's saying it again now. He maintains what he said and what he's still saying. So Baloyi now retold the story where he said that during the assault, Brigadier Gininda appeared, and he asked him, does he know how he came about, or how it came about that he should make an appearance there? Sibiya said that he didn't know, he just saw him there. And Baloyi then said, you testified that after Brigadier Gininda's arrival, he had a private meeting with the officer, then he came to you. And Sibiya said that the officer went inside for a meeting and came back with Gininda and asked him questions. So Baloyi said Mokgola testified that after they went to the non-existing Vusimose hostel, I added the non-existing. Non-existing Vusimose hostel. Akithi bathi ayikho iVusimose hostel eTembisa.
No, ayikho.
Well, she phoned Brigadier Gininda and they agreed to meet in front of the police station, not where MUZI says he saw Brigadier Gininda for the first time. And Sibiya maintained that he does not know how Gininda got to that place. But there is nothing that he said to Mokgola pertaining to a hostel and pertaining to him saying that something that tantamounted to admitting to something. That tantamounted to a confession. MUZI said he never mentioned Gininda at a police station on that day. They never took him to a police station. And also, remember, guys, there are no records that prove that they went in Vosloorus police station. What they are saying is that they were outside the police station. They were busy asking him questions outside the police station.
Yes.
There's no records that show that they ever went inside Vosloorus police station. So he says that he met them at the municipality area where he was assaulted. They assaulted him and asked him about Senzo's death and said he knew nothing about it. Baloyi said that on the 22nd of November 2023, Mgomezulu said to Mokgola at Vosloorus next to a municipality area, he was further assaulted by the police, insisting that he should give them information relating to Senzo Meyiwa. Mokgola responded that it is not the truth, it is a lie. They went to the municipality. It's a lie that they went to the municipality. So in Vosloorus, they went to Vosloorus police station, and she says that they parked at the parking lot between the police station and the court. We did get to see in the inspection in law court that the police station is next to the court. Yes, and there is some kind. It's a parking just opposite both the court and the police station. So Mokgola was saying that they parked there instead of at the back where there's the municipality offices and stuff where MUZI said he was being assaulted at. MUZI saying they were there, but Mokgola and these other police officers and Buthelezi and whatnot, they are saying that they were in front of Vosloorus police station. And there are shopping complexes. There's a rank that is being talked about. There is movement of a lot of people. We saw the difference in the inspection in law court. Did you guys remember that?
Yeah.
So she said that the place is an open space. He could not have been assaulted there. And my question is, must we believe police officers who question people outside of police stations? Must we?
No.
They just stand outside police stations with suspected people in handcuffs, and they don't go inside, and they don't fill in warning statements.
No.
So Sibiya said that they never met at the police station. They met at that particular spot, and there's nothing he admitted about the death of Senzo. They kept assaulting him and asking him about Senzo's death, and he kept telling them that he knew nothing about Senzo's death. This was rather exhausting, I must tell the truth. In my opinion, I just felt like, oh my God, this is tiring. Okay.
Yeah.
But Baloyi said Mogola denied that there were 7 cars. It was herself, Sadiki, and Buthelezi. She said they were traveling with 2 cars. The cars extended in Vosloorus because Brigadier Gininda now came in with his vehicle with Mabena, who also came with his own vehicle. She said that there were 4 vehicles. Sibiya said it's not true. The cars were 4. Okay, Sibiya said it was not true. The cars were more than that. There were actually 7. And he added that the cars expanded upon Gininda's arrival. Now, this is very interesting because Mogola is saying there were 4 cars. And at the initial destination, there were 2. When they made the arrest in Tembisa, there were 2 cars.
Yes.
And then when they went to Vosloorus, Brigadier came with Mabena. Mabena came with his own car. Gininda came with his own car.
Yeah.
Gininda still didn't want to tell the court what car he was driving. And he didn't want to bring the AVL of that vehicle. Mabena is deceased. And they're saying they brought the vehicle, the AVL. No, they didn't bring it. They said it was in an accident.
They brought the picture of the accident.
They said it was in an accident. So Sibiya said it's not true. The cars and were 7, and they increased upon Gininda's arrival. He said it was not only Sadiq and Buthelezi there. There was Monareng, Mapumulo, Fano, Jonathan. Which reminds me, these officers testified. Monareng, Mapumulo, and Jonathan, they testified, and they said they were there during the arrest. So, what happened to their cars, Mogola?
That's one thing that needs to be questioned.
They flew there. They walked. What's up with that? So, if the judge allowed us to get the AVL records or the logbooks, that would have been visible. But because they knew that those things were going to assist us, the prosecutor never brought them to court. MUZI's Bia. MUZI's fighting, guys. He's fighting for his life, and I'm proud. So he said if the AVL and logbooks were presented, they would have shown where these people were at the times that he's stating that they were at. Baloyi read where Advocate Nisi was cross-examining Gininda and said, "We're still at Vosloorus police station. This is what accused persons will come and say in relation to the treatment there when they found him sitting down at the parking lot of Vosloorus police station." And now I kept, remembering that, oh my God, we are seeing the reason why Nisi actually requested this inspection in local. Well, it's very helpful now with what Advocate Baloyi is attempting to do, because I got a sense that Brigadier Gininda was also trying to confuse everyone in his testimony about what is actually happening with that area. He had painted it like these 2 areas are so far apart. So Sibiya said he was never made to sit down at the police station in Vosloorus. Even now, he still maintains that the place they made him sit down at was the municipality area in Vosloorus. That's where the assault took place. So Mnisi stated again that him saying that it was the police station was because of the initial description that Mr. Sibiya was trying to give him, and that the area which was called the Golden Spot, it encompassed a number of buildings, including the police station. The judge said that he will argue that. So Baloyi said that this was from the 3rd of June 2025. He brought up another record, and the judge said that he has been listening to Baloyi saying he's quoting from the record the whole day. They will argue whatever they want to argue, whether it's being disbelieved, misquoted, or misread. So Baloyi now later read where Mnisi said that they then went to a parking there next to the police station, where he then got ordered. He cannot remember who told him to alight from the vehicle, and he also cannot remember whether it was a specific instruction that he should sit down or not, but ultimately he ended up sitting down. They then went back to the parking that was next to a police station, where he then got ordered to sit down. So if you didn't know or you didn't go to the inspection block, or let's say if you're not familiar with that area, when you observe, the police station is next to the municipality area. Okay. So to use this as some kind of bait to make it seem like they are not next to each other, I don't know how I feel about that, because after that inspection in Loco and I saw the journalists walking to the police station, I was like, oh my God, these places are not far apart. So after the short adjournment, the judge said that there was another funeral. Apparently there's another funeral at the Pretoria High Court. You remember yesterday they adjourned early because they were attending a memorial service. So it looks like at the Pretoria High Court there's a lot of funerals that have taken place this week. Sibiya said that when he explained that Advocate Mnisi said that entire area was called the Gold Spot. Police station, stores, rank, municipality. And where Sibiya said he was assaulted was the municipality area. Baloyi said that he will leave it for argument. The record speaks for itself. It always does. Baloyi went back to the evidence of the inspection in Loco to the record of the 22nd of July 2025, where Mnisi said he was in a secluded area, and MUZI said it is a secluded area because he could not see where he was getting assaulted. Sibiya explained yet again that the place had things blocking the view, including the parked cars. No one could see what was happening to him. So when asked if there were lights in that area, Sibiya said that he did not pay attention to the lights if there were any. Even when they went there, he did not notice. Remember, the judge is the one who pointed a light somewhere there. Baloyi said you'd agree that the presence of 7 cars and 14 police officers would have attracted some attention. Sibiya said that there were not many people because it was during COVID when he was assaulted there. Asked where he was kicked, Sibiya said the entire body. He was in pain internally, and even 6 years he still had marks from the calves and injuries. So another thing we also have to take note of now that we recall how tough it was in June 2020. Remember, it was lockdown and everybody who was found to be moving would be arrested and given a criminal record. So it would have been difficult for Sibiya's uncle as well to move around.
It would.
Wow. So he said people are always arrested, but there was no one that he was arrested with in jail who has the same marks that he has to show that when a person gets arrested, they're taken to the police station, while he has marks to show. It was not nice where he was because the metal rods were also hurting him. So he's actually pointing out that of all the people that had been detained with him, where he's detained, there's nobody who has marks here. It shows that after they get arrested, they're taken to the police station. They're not being driven around pillar to post, taken to KZN. A lot happened to this guy. Okay, a lot. So he was assaulted for the second time, he says, at Letabong with traffic officers that had boots on. And Sibiya said that it is not the kind of boots that Gininda had described. Remember, Gininda was talking about the kind of boots that soldiers wear. So he's saying that those boots were like tekkies. He said that even some of the police officers that transport them on to court on a daily basis actually has the similar type of boots that he's talking about. But it's just that today that he couldn't see that police officer. So the judge asked if Jonathan was wearing boots or tekkies when he came to testify. No, he also forgot, the judge, that at the time Jonathan said he was working for Ekurhuleni SWAT that got disbanded. So the uniform he wore cannot be similar to the one that he was coming to court in to testify.
Yes.
He said he was in a different department now because the SWAT had gotten disbanded.
Because it was brutalizing people allegedly. Please press the like button.
Sibiya said that on the day they were kicking him, he was able to see the boots that they were wearing because they were using their feet. They were using their feet as they were kicking him. So he paid attention to the boots because they were using their feet. Sibiya said that they held a private meeting. Not that Gininda spoke to him privately, because Sibiya had put it to him that he said that Gininda spoke to him privately. He did not warn him of his constitutional rights. Baloyi went back to the Buthelezi brothers again and asked Sibiya, who asked him about them, and Sibiya said they mentioned Abafana Bakwa Buthelezi, but the person who directly mentioned their names was Gininda. He's asking about the Buthelezi brothers again, you guys. Gininda said that at that point, he did not know the Buthelezi brothers. They only got to know them after he mentioned them in his confession. So he could not have known about the Buthelezi brothers, because that was before Sibiya made the confession to Colonel Mboto. Sibiya responded by saying that he knew nothing about the Buthelezi brothers, but Gininda was mentioning their names, and that they killed Senzo with him, and he told him that he knew nothing about Senzo's death. If he says he knows nothing about the Buthelezi brothers, then he's lying. That was Sibiya. Baloyi said Gininda documented the explanation to Sibiya of his rights in his diary, and Sibiya said he did not explain anything to him. He did not explain his rights to him. If he were to write anything down that he was going to use as evidence against him in court, he would have made him sign to prove that he spoke to him, and then he would have signed. That what he claims to have written, he wrote it wherever he wrote it. He said, I don't know where he wrote it. I know nothing about it. He told me that I was still young and I will tell the truth, and that he has been working with people like me for a very long time. Intimidation tactics and stuff. So Baloyi said, why should we make you sign, or why should he make you sign in his diary?
To validate, Baloyi. Hello?
What a weird question from a prosecutor.
Validate.
From a seasoned prosecutor.
If you want to use it and it has a weight. Yes.
Who? Sibiya said, I'm trying to show you that what he says he wrote with me is a lie. Baloyi read the record of the 24th of January 2024 when Mgomezulu said that Gininda should read what he recorded on the 30th of May 2020 in his diary. And Gininda said there were contemporaneous notes he made at the time. So it read like this, and I quote, duty on 7:30 for Sloras, CAS 636-10-2014, departure Eraton. And at 2:10 in the afternoon, got a report from Captain Yende and Mohola that the suspect MUZI Sibiya had been arrested for the case of dealing and possession of unlicensed ammunition. He says, I went to interview the suspect at Fort Loras around 1900 hours. The suspect implicated himself in the case after he was warned according to his rights. Colonel Mboto is requested to assist with this confession or with the confession, and he agreed. Said suspect must be brought to Diepkloof SAPS on the 30th of May 2020. I have recorded just after midnight, and at 00:10, Colonel Mboto said that he's done, and at 1:30 it said duty off. 1:30 in the morning. So Sibiya said that Gininda did not write this when he was with him at Fort Loras and the municipal area. Sibiya then noticed something that made him happy, he says. The name of Captain Bongani Yende. No other police official, Sibiya said, mentioned this guy. He was the only one who kept saying the name Bongani. In fact, MUZI, you were not the only one. Even accused number 2 talks of a Bongani. But now, in this paragraph, he says he was told by Mohola and Yende that he was arrested. Yende is Bongani Yende. He was one of the colonels that was there when he got arrested. So he said the police of intelligence was Bongani, Ngamani, Mabena, but the police in court said he was arrested by Sadiki Buthelezi and Mohola only. But Gininda did not write anything while he was talking to him. He was just asking him questions.
Yes.
Even the diary itself does not say that he wrote this thing in front of Sibiya.
No.
Prosecutor. Sibiya then said that he was grateful that Yende's surname is revealed because the police hid him and never revealed him at all. Baloyi then said, would you agree with me that Yende's name being mentioned shows the authenticity of the diary? Kabaga.
How can you show the authenticity? There you go. Now you've got the word that I struggle to pronounce.
Say it with me. Authenticity.
Authenticity.
Yes.
Yes. How can we talk about that while you are refusing to accept MUZI's submissions?
How?
How can we now all of a sudden say
authenticate?
This one is authenticated.
There are experts who authenticate diaries. Why didn't you call one of them to come and do that? Well, Rabusipil objected and said that it's a speculative statement. If my learned colleague wants to argue that, so be it. The judge said he did not understand him that way. Of course he did not.
Obvious.
The accused himself said he's happy that the police have been hiding Yende and his name appeared in Gininda's diary. Seems like the judge also is fighting for Gininda's dignity, allegedly.
Oh. I thought you wouldn't need allegedly.
Kitlaring, allegedly everywhere.
Let's press the like button, guys. Please, let's
like
press the like
button. Mnisi then said the state says you are happy. The state wants to find out from the witness if the mentioning of Yende authenticates what Gininda wrote in the diary. Mnisi said he wants the witness to say to him yes or no. How can the witness say that? And the judge said fine, but he says he's happy with the name of Yende, that it's appearing. Mnisi then said, but how does that authenticate its truthfulness? The judge said it's a question. He can say it doesn't authenticate. It's a question that arises because of your client's report. Sibiya responded to this by saying that no, it does not authenticate. The prosecutor is saying to him that Gininda was with him when he was writing down. And he's saying that at the time Gininda was speaking to him, he was not writing down. Okay. His diary as to where he was when he was writing it, Sibiya said he doesn't know, but he never wrote anything when he was with him. Baloyi said he will leave it for argument. Now he went to the aspect of Sibiya not being offered food at any point. Even there at Vosloorus police station, you were not offered food.
Can you really, how are they going to prove that Sibiya had food?
I don't know. So then Sibiya said, I never went to Vosloorus police station. Then that was their first blunder there. Because Baloyi is asking whether he was having food at Vosloorus police station. And Sibiya said, I never went to Vosloorus police station. And which is true. There's no records of him having gone inside. The guy is consistent. The guy is even if you come on the left, come on the right. Come on the right. Come in uppercut. Ukhona. He's present.
Akaphendula umbuzo, uphendula the question behind what you are asking.
So then Baloyi said Constable Buthelezi testified on the 1st of November 2023 that there was time the suspect was given food. And Sibiya said he was never offered any food. He never ate outside Valeria police station. There has never been a time he traveled with those police officers and they offered him food. Buthelezi said he removed his handcuffs and he was eating and they were also discussing. Well, Sibiya said there was never a time they removed the handcuffs because the handcuffs were on him the entire time. From leaving for Valeria police station, they'd be taken off until he made it back to Valeria. So what Buthelezi said is not true. And Buthelezi said also that they were eating at Eraton at the car park. Then he said they had food at Vosloorus police station outside. Sibiya said he never went to Vosloorus police station. And at the municipality area, he was not eating. He was being assaulted. Utibe, if there's any eating that took place, begadling tugu. Buthelezi clarified that it was not at Eraton later on and said Sibiya said he was never offered food. So Buthelezi took back the statement that they gave him food at Eraton and said they gave him at the police station. Isn't that interesting?
Very, very interesting.
Baloyi said his evidence is supported by Mogola as well on the 21st of November 2023. She said she would not deny that Buthelezi shared food with Sibiya because they left Vosloorus police station. They were supposed to wait for Gininda, and as they were waiting, they bought food, and Sibiya was also provided with food. Ka COVID. Where did they buy this food at Vosloorus? I'm just asking for a friend. Then Sibiya said he had never been to the Vosloorus police station where he was assaulted at the municipality area. He was offered food. He was just getting a beating chair. He wasn't offered any food. Mogola said that they ate with him at the parking area of the police station and the court, and Sibiya said she was not telling the truth. Sibiya said he was never at the police station and court parking, only the municipality area parking. So Sibiya said he was never taken to Eraton as well, where they made the stop, or his stop that he saw and noticed that there was a board that when they entered the area, it was written Deep Kloof. And then they entered to that courtyard where they continued assaulting him. Baloyi now took what Ngomezulu said when he said that the reason why he was saying that he was inside the building, one of the offices in Eraton, he said they went out and stayed at the parking lot. Now he's taking the whole approach that Ngomezulu would take when he was cross-examining these police officers. He would cross-examine in a way as to support what they were saying, right? So when you're cross-examining and someone is saying, I was at Eraton, this is what we did in Eraton. So Ngomezulu would then come and say, when you were at Eraton, Baba, not to say that his client is agreeing with them, but the way Advocate Baloyi would phrase it, it was as if Ngomezulu agreed with the police officers and what they were saying.
Wrong.
Then Sibiya said, no, I'm asking to respond to that. The way Ngomezulu was asking the question, he was asking the witness who said, we were at Eraton. I said in the trial within a trial, and I'm still saying that we never left Vosloorus for Eraton. The first place I entered from Eraton was written Deep Kloof. That is the place we went after leaving Vosloorus. Baloyi read where Buthelezi said MUZI was cuffed at the front. Ngomezulu asked Buthelezi to estimate the time. He said Sibiya was in the office at Eraton. So Sibiya repeated that he was never at Eraton. Even in the trial within a trial, he said it. The first place they took him to was Vosloorus. From there, they took him to Deep Kloof police station, and he swore to that he was never at Eraton. So Baloyi then said, as we've put it to you, your own legal representative conceded that you were in Eraton. Again, take him Ngomezulu's approach. So Sibiya said, I don't think that is admitting, okay? That is asking a question after the person was testifying. So it was a way of asking to get what he needed. Just as the state is asking me how I was assaulted, but they are disputing that I was assaulted. That's a good one.
What a brain, man. Could have made a good lawyer more than most of these people who are persecuting you.
Yes. Sibiya said he denied knowing anything about the deaths of Senzo to Gininda. Then Baloyi asked, why were you taken to Diepkloof police station? And Sibiya said that is the right question for Gininda. He says he doesn't know. They were the ones driving and taking him wherever they wanted to take him. Baloyi then said the plausible version of the state is that you indicated that you made admissions to Sergeant Mogola, to which Brigadier Gininda was phoned, and then he had an interview with you at Vosloorus police station, and then you made further admissions to him. That's when he made further arrangements for Kenan Mboto to take your confession. Nisi said that the state says it's a plausible version. It is plausible in terms of whose standard, because that is still a subject of argument. But the state is already saying it's plausible. Baloyi said the witness said he cannot conceive a reason as to why he was taken to Diepkloof police station. As I'm putting it to him, that the only plausible reason he was taken to Diepkloof police station is because he wanted to make a clean breast of everything. While Ramasipili said the matters of plausibility and credibility reside with the court purview, not the witness purview. So Baloyi said it's not a matter that like to labor at this point. Then Baloyi went to another one of Ngomezulu's propositions to Gininda on the 22nd of January 2024 that Gininda was not there when Kenan Mboto took the confession. Sibiya said in the trial, within a trial, he did say that Gininda was there. He is the person who, when they arrived at the courtyard, said to him whether he was still denying that he had something to do with Senzo's death. He said that he'd leave him with the police or the people that were beating him to continue to beat him. And indeed, they did continue assaulting him. And then when he came back, that's when he came back with Kenan Mboto. And Ramasipili said to Mboto that he was also assaulted at Diepkloof police station in an office. There was no mention of the courtyard, and Sibiya said he mentioned the courtyard under oath when he was testifying. Mboto said he was allocated a room, and Sibiya said he only saw the courtyard. So Baloyi asked Sibiya that he is saying that police officers assaulted him at a police station that he was not attached to, and Sibiya said he was speaking about what happened to him. As to where the police officers that were wearing private were working from or stationed at, he doesn't know that. And how was he supposed to know? Because some of them were wearing private. So how is he supposed to know that these ones come from this police station? The only ones he speaks vocal that he would notice are EMPD and TRT, because they were wearing uniform. So Baloyi, after the long adjournment, continued to say that Kenan Mboto agreed with your legal representative that Gininda was not there at Diepkloof, and Sibiya said the person who was at Diepkloof was me. Gininda came with Mboto. When he returned for the second time, he told me that he was leaving. He'd leave me with the ones who were assaulting me, and he did come back to Mboto. Gininda was there in Diepkloof, and in the trial within a trial, I did say he was there at Diepkloof. Even now, I'm saying he was there. So Mboto said that if Gininda was there, he would have given him the confession after the process. So to make it seem like, okay, if you are saying that Gininda was not there or Gininda was there, then it would have been easy for Mboto to just give him the confession after he was done. Sibiya said, I don't know how he did it, but Gininda was there. Okay? Then Baloyi said Gininda also testified, and it was confirmed by the confession that the statement was collected Monday when Mboto was attached. And Sibiya said, what I'm emphasizing is that Gininda was there on the 30th of May 2020 at Diepkloof. And then Baloyi said, you heard about Brigadier Gininda testifying about the best practice when it comes to obtaining confessions. He testified that as an investigating officer, you detach yourself from the process. Hence, he phoned Kenan Mboto to take down the statement. Well, Sibiya said, what I'm saying is that Gininda and Mboto were there on the 30th of May 2020 along with other police officers. Baloyi said Mboto was the branch commander at various police stations and Brigadier Gininda is a senior police member. So is MUZI suggesting that two seasoned senior police officials, having witnessed the assault on you, still continued with the process of obtaining a statement from you? Sibiya said there is no statement that was taken from me. They said I should sign. And on the issue of police, even now, there are senior police officers who are suspended with top positions If they are not doing their job well, they are not doing it well. As to what positions they hold, it does not mean a thing. There are many police officers that are getting arrested that have high positions. It looks like MUZI is updated on the news.
Them.
He's updated. Yeah, he booked in Taba. Or he's reading the newspaper. But in Tabazona, ziyafika lapha inside.
Let them cook.
Baloyi then said the initial version that was put to the record by your legal representative is the following, is that you were assaulted at Deep Kloof in an office, and when Boto entered the office, the assault stopped. And he said that if you didn't sign the documents, he will let the police officers continue to assault you. Sibiya explained that when Boto entered the courtyard he was in, the police stopped assaulting him. He then requested to ask him a few questions. He then asked him what he knew about Senzo's death, and then he'd say that he knew nothing about Senzo's death. He had the documents on him and he was writing. As to what he was writing, MUZI said he doesn't know. Then he said, I must sign. What the state alluded to now that he said he did say it. He said that he was going to leave me with police officers to assault me, and I'd forget to say it because he said he had forgotten to say it at the time because it had been a while. But just because he did not say it, it does not mean it did not happen. So what forced him to sign those papers was to protect his own life. He just said, I just signed because I wanted to protect my life. And he asked the police officer to take off the handcuffs at the back. Boto, he's the one who instructed a police officer to take the handcuffs so that MUZI could sign. And he says as he was they were busy taking those handcuffs off, that Boto was surprised. He said he was surprised to see that he was hurt. He even said, how? You are this hurt. And Boto also saw that he had injuries. After seeing that he was hurt, he still continued forcing him to sign. So Baloyi said, how can you forget such an important aspect? And Sibiya said, I'm a person on earth who forgets and remembers. The prosecutor in court and the court, the judge, meaning they write down. You guys are always taking down notes. You are writing not to forget what is being said. And at the time, I was not writing down anything. Even now, I'm not writing down anything. So Gininda said to Sibiya that if he does not cooperate, he will let loose the officers on him. And Sibiya said that he had told him that if he continued to deny the crime, he will leave him with the police officers to continue assaulting him. And indeed, he left and they continued assaulting him. So Baloyi said that the version that was not put to Colonel Boto, Sibiya said he's still maintaining what he said in the witness box and he's speaking for himself. Sibiya did not recall the police officers who loosened his cuffs. He doesn't remember who they were, and when Boto was making him sign that confession. So Baloyi asked, the purpose of these assaults was to incriminate yourself. Why would they assault Sibiya to incriminate himself, to end up giving him a form that they filled in themselves? Sibiya said the best people to answer that question would be them. But what he is saying is what happened to him. They assaulted him. And then at the end, Boto came with a document and asked him to sign. He says he told them that he knew nothing about Senzo's death. Baloyi then said, what you are saying is that police officers are the source of what is contained in the confession. And Sibiya said, what I'm saying is that the papers that arrived with Boto are the ones that I signed, and he did not make any statement. Sibiya said Boto never read what was in those papers to him. He was just talking. And Baloyi referred to the record of the 13th of October 2023. Ramosipele said Boto loosened the cuffs. Boto said Sibiya asked him to loosen those cuffs and he was swollen a little bit and he was a bit red. Boto now, his version is that yes, I did ask for his cuffs to be a bit loosened because they were too tight, and then I saw that he was a bit swollen. If he was a bit swollen, why does he still have injuries and marks in 2025? This is 6 years ago. Sibiya said that he was not swollen but injured Even now, the marks are still visible. He never requested Mboto to loosen the cuffs because they were tight. Mboto is the one who asked another police officer to loosen the cuffs so that he could sign. That is when he was surprised that he was injured like that. So BALOYI said that they are going to go through this confession that Sibiya made with him in order to see whether it came from the police or not, which is about to be a very long exercise tomorrow that he will continue embarking on, I am sure. So Sibiya said that they stole his ID. He was looking for it and thought that he had lost it. And they only found out in Tembisa that it was in the possession of the police. He says that his ID and phone was with the police number. This was to serve as an explanation as to why his phone number and ID number were filled in the statement of the confession. So he said intelligence was also there during his arrest. So Sibiya said that that could be the explanation as to how they got his ID number without asking it from him. The police even returned the ID after Mgomezulu asked for it. So Sibiya said that after his arrest, he asked his uncle to get him his ID, and the police were also asked what they were doing at Tembisa court. Apparently the magistrate there was asking, and the police officers told the magistrate that they were looking for an ID. The magistrate even asked them why were they looking for an ID, because they had the form with them with his name, and this person was telling you their names, and you have their names and everything, their full details on paper. And then the magistrate inquired with them as to whether they had found the ID. And that is when he says he learned that he was looking for his ID. It was actually with the police. So since they had taken it on the 30th of May 2020. So Mboto wrote, not only did they take his ID, Mr. Anonymous, they took it without his knowledge. So we must believe the black plastic bag theory.
Right.
They took it without his knowledge. And remember how Mgomezulu fought for that ID to be returned so that his kids can apply for NFSAS. Mboto wrote that justice of peace was explained to Sibiya, and he nodded. His indication was that he understood. He could have been doing this because he was drowsy, but Mboto didn't care. He said he's nodded. I'm allergic. It's allegedly. So Sibiya said that at the time he was arrested, he was in so much shock. And when he was assaulted, his mind was all over the place and he was traumatized. Mboto does not know him when he is okay and when he's not okay. He doesn't know him like that. So they never spoke about the justice of peace. Mboto said that the deponent was brought to his office by Constable Monaring from EMPD. There was a point here where it was denied that Constable Monaring was there and stuff yesterday. So Sibiya said that that was not true. Mboto arrived to him where he was getting assaulted with those papers in his hands. Sibiya said he would not know how he knew Constable Monaring. Monaring was already there when Mboto arrived. So Mboto also said he showed him the card. Sibiya said he never showed him his card. He was in a lion's den. He cracked me up when he was trying to say justice of the peace. And he said he was the peace. He was the peace of something. Well, the police officers, he said they turned to monsters against him. And Mboto said that Sibiya requested him to remove his mask so he could see him properly. This is Mboto's version, by the way. And Sibiya said he never requested him to remove his mask. He was under oppression. There was not an opportunity to speak to him. He was the one who asked him questions and then he would reply. He also said that he showed him his appointment certificate and Sibiya said he did not. Okay, but also wrote that Sibiya had a legal aid lawyer by the name of Nkuna. Sibiya said he never had a lawyer known as Nkuna, and he's never told Mboto about having a lawyer called Nkuna. Oh my God, there's another Nkuna now. Batuban, the one with the glasses and the mask. Mjiako. Manje sekunonkuna ke manje. Sibiya said Mboto never asked him whether he was never assaulted or threatened to make a statement, while Mboto wrote that he was never assaulted or threatened. Okay, so court adjourned. But my opinion, if they were going to have the prosecutor spend most of the cross-examination trying to refute the allegations of torture, that they could have avoided by simply just following procedure. What are we doing?
Wasting time.
Okay.
Africa, Maudwana. Africa. Let me see. Africa, Maudwana. Africa Jabal. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Africa.
And
Thank
then
you.
Sengamula siyabonga kakhulu. uNkulunkulu akubusise. Bafowethu, maybe singawathatha amakholi amabili amathathu noma khona uhla ngomnyama nje.
Yeah, it's late, guys. We are
Very late, but
my apology. But yeah, you know what? To make it up, Mr. Anonymous, I think Saturday we must come.
yeah.
Saturday we must come and be live and do something, you know. I'm thinking that's the day maybe we'll use to go over what happened yesterday or add some of the things, because a lot is happening in the country. There's never a dull moment in Mzansi, Sauta. There's a lot going on, a lot to discuss.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. So we'll definitely have to open something for you guys to come and talk on Saturday and express yourself. And I'm also curious what you think about the proceedings so far and what has unraveled at the Senzo Meyiwa trial specifically. It's been a while since I heard from you guys, so I'd like to hear your voices. I'd like to hear your opinions.
Mzansi, hello.
Hi, Misano and Sisemeni.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm good. Good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for working through overtime.
Yes.
I wish we could pay you for the overtime that you are putting in. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Just
by watching, calling in is more than enough payment.
Yeah. All right. No.
Some people have assisted with a drink, with a cold drink. This is how we work in South Africa.
Yes.
That's a good trial. My few pointers. I would like to give a big shout out to Sibiya. Sibiya is a strong guy, man.
Yeah.
He's been thrown everything. But he's just standing there tall, answering it nicely, and you can see some things are coming up. And they were being denied, or they were never mentioned, but they are popping up now. So through this whole cross-examination, there are some things. There are some things that are even now when I think about it, I say, but how did this police actually do this? Because they go to a room where Sibiya is staying with his uncle. That according to the interrogation by Carol. When they get there, they're saying they found bullets. But how do they know that the bullets are for Sibiya? Because the two people who are saying there, how would you know? They are not labeled that this is mine. There are two people who are staying in a shack. And you open the shack by kicking it, and you find bullets. And you say they are for Sibiya. How do you know that?
I think the lawyer that did Sibiya's case on that case, he should be ashamed of himself.
He's useless.
Yeah, no. And I totally agree with you. And I haven't really looked into the merits and everything of that case, but it just looked very weird when I think about this practical side. To say, but how can you do all that? But let's see where we go with this cross-examination. This cross-examination can take the whole year, because it's just rounding. It's just rounding, but we are in the same place. rounding, same place. Very soon we'll go back to the pictures, the two pictures, not this one. We'll go back to them again and say, come on, man. We are tired of these pictures. There's nothing. We did not give sense to these pictures. And this whole questioning. Let's go to the meat of this case. Right. Yeah, that's perfect. And then quickly, 2 minutes. Ad hoc comment. The current witness. I'm speaking of what I saw.
Yes.
He is the one guy who is honest. Out of most of those guys who have been there, you can see that this guy is honest. And he knows how police work. He knows how police work.
Yeah.
I think it comes from him being a commissioner before, and he knows how police work.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Anu, when the other guy was saying I disbanded because of budget, mate, how does the minister know the budget of a task team? How does he know it? Because he's not operationally involved.
Yes.
And if this minister was writing this letter through a director general who's the DG of the department, it will make a little bit of sense.
Yes.
But there's no DG being mentioned there. No DG. He's just saying, I was sitting in my house and then I wrote the letter. And then he is saying, it was a new year. It was 31st of December. You are preparing for New Year, which is January. For a government department, it is ending. For government department, I have worked with government departments before.
Yes.
Their financial year starts on 1 April. December is actually month 9. And January is month 10. So you cannot say you are preparing for a new year. Because your new year starts in 1 April. So go and check. Go and check the financial year for a government department. So you cannot be preparing for a new year. Because the new year, the way he's talking, he's thinking the new year is 1 January. But for a government department, it's 1 April.
Sure.
First new year.
Ish.
Yes. It is a fact. This is a fact, Mizano. You go and ask them, and there is no way the minister will know the budget, because the guy who does the budget is the CFO of police staff. He knows the budget, and he reports to commissioner. Commissioner is like the CEO of police, yeah? The commissioner, Matemo. The CFO reports to the commissioner. Because the commissioner is the accounting office of the staff. So he is the one who can defend it, because he is the one who is involved. Like a minister to know the budget. A minister is just a position. They actually do nothing. The director general is the one who works with the accounting office.
Yes.
To make a decision. Yes. So I say I will commend the current witness. I watched a portion of his testimony. I'll continue watching. But based on what I saw, the guy looks like he's genuine. He looks like he's telling the truth. Because he understands the police better than the current one, that guy. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Tell it as it is. Se ngamula siyabonga kakhulu. Kunkulunkulu akubusise mfowethu. Akwandisele. Na awukhona phela bekwe news. Mawune business awulenyuke ngane wethu. Siyabonga ngane wethu. Mzansi, hello.
Hello, kunjani?
Siyaphila se. Siyaphila.
Hayi, siyaphila. Sisana kunjani?
Yaphila njani?
Just want to mention few names.
Yes.
All the senior cops, they were in Senzo, Meyiwa. I know, Mr. Arno, you don't like to spoke other channels. Brigadier Peruman, Brigadier Gininda, General SIBIYA, watch all the Madanga Commission and the ad hoc committee. Their names, they appear there.
Yeah.
And they appear, look like it's not good. You are a genius, Anoman. You said on other day you don't want other people's name, only you dealing with a public domain. There's the other lady. She was dropping the bombs, the people they follow. But the way it look like he's in deep trouble now. I love you, Anoman. You are a genius. I salute you. I was never, ever in my life, I respect someone I've never even seen in my eyes. You are the genius. Kuluma nomadoda eCape Town ba. Bye bye.
Siyabonga madoda. Awu Nkosi yami.
Siyabonga.
Sengithola igama elisha siyabonga. Khuluma nesipoko Nkosi.
I actually feel ashamed because Mr. Anonymous, you said, hold up.
Now siyabonga.
I was like, this is penning.
Yes,
sit down.
Kuyenzeka. Sometimes it's
Calm down.
it's not even about your brain per se. It's It's people and the spirits surrounding you on certain things. It just doesn't allow you to associate with certain people. So it does happen like that. Siyabonga kodwa kusho ukuthi sonke la kule channel si uNkulunkulu usibusisile nje wasipha amakhanda amakhulu nengqondo enkulu. Mhlambe we can be able to see other things. Asibonge nje ukuthi we are able to make each other see things, because that's why even we open the lines so that we hear
and
other
you
people's
didn't
view.
gamble with my face. You did not. You protected me.
No, we must protect each other.
Ngabe fafaza indaba engingazazi.
That's a problem. Dry days, someone comes with bombs and you start using them, and then all of a sudden
nelami igama liyabizwa kumadlanga.
it happens. Protect yourself. Don't let fame and everything. But you know what? They are foot soldiers. You know, I don't care what people say. Mzansi, hello.
Zanzibar, hello.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Yeah, you're speaking to Bongs from Cape Town.
Hi, Bongsa.
Yeah. Allow me to start this call in the words of the English scholar in the legal fraternity, Mr. Moses Kakan.
Yeah.
Once told us South Africans are not ready to defend the truth. They defend what benefits them. You remember during the start of Mandlanga Commission, I once called and said, we need to be careful of people we call whistleblowers.
I remember that call, yes.
Yeah, now I want to add, we need to be careful of people who are referred to as political analysts. Hence I started this call by the words of a top advocate in the country, who once told us, be careful, South Africans are not ready to defend the truth. They are ready to defend what benefits them. Check the pattern. After the press conference of General, check the pattern. Those analysts who were called, those were vocal and said, actually, the president knows more than what General Mkwana knows, because he's the client number one. He must be briefed. If there is a terrorist threat, if there is any threat to the state, he's the first one to be briefed by all the generals, from Navy, police, military. He is the first one to receive those reports. Check the pattern. Check the newsroom. All those analysts, I noticed 3 of them who came out and said the same thing. None of them is being called to analyze anything. And then you go to Senzo Meyiwa case and observe how many newsroom channels who are still calling Elton Hart to come and analyze the proceedings. If I can tell you, based on my observations since last, I noticed this thing from last year in October up until now. Now one is willing to touch him. Because of what? The guy is willing to be neutral and state things as they are. I feel pain for Moses. The guy can narrate his story. He can narrate his story. You know, one thing about the truth, Mr. Arno.
Yes.
No one needs to defend the truth. The truth will stand. Among our course, but into yenzeke ngeke uyikhohlwe. Amanga sokuyinto yakhile wena. But le yenzeke kuwe awuyakhanga ihlala injalo.
Ihlezi isilonda ma isilonda.
Yabona now ubalo uyabona ukuthi it's very difficult to crack MUZI. What he's doing now is trying to point contradiction about the versions that were put to the witness. He's not questioning MUZI's story. If you check the pattern from yesterday or day before. That's what I observed. Oh, this guy is struggling with MUZI. He's no longer questioning his story. Now he's trying to create the narrative of contradiction. This witness, this version was put to this witness. And he is not questioning the gist of MUZI's story. That's the truth, my man. That thing happened. You don't need to defend the truth. The truth will always defend itself.
So
So tobonga phezulu. Nathi ukuthi akana judge. Kulungisa ngekho. Akana judge. Story sakhe is clear. Udinga nje i-presiding officer uzawumamela i-story sakhe. Thank you. Bengifuna u-add. Just observe those analysts. Those who came out after General made that statement. Check how many of them are still being called by the so-called news channels.
Sizokwenza njalo mfethu. Siyabonga kakhulu.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Right. Suka madoda. Shaya bongs. Injalo indaba and all is alleged. Obviously we are dealing with a public issue here, public opinion. That's it. Nothing else. We don't have secrets. We don't get intelligence information. Sikolas. Lala's corner. Just public stuff. Just analyzing what we see. What is available to us. And others, obviously, they have an eye to buy cool and see beyond. And that is an expertise that you would not want to have upon yourself. It's a difficult thing to hold. Press the like button. Please press the like button. Whether you're coming in, whether you are going out, press the like button. That's the story of today. Just press the like button, guys, for us. Assist. Press the like button.
Party Judge, Deputy Judge President Audrey Ledwaba has refused to take special leave and wishes to give his side of the story at the commission. He refuses to take special leave.
So my daughter. But it gets more darker when it's about to get
special leave.
To the next day, it is getting darker and darker, and people, you've got to understand that these things, with time and changes, they reveal themselves.
Yeah,
and you cannot rely on them forever.
True.
That's it. That's all I can say. Fetu, sibonge kakhulu. Thank you very much for those who called. Just little calls, but thank you, people who called, all of them on point. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much,
and
guys.
we will still give you that time.
Yeah, Saturday definitely is on. I have to make sure I show up.
Yes.
I have to show up for my people. There's no way. Gashisa, I know you guys want to say a lot.
Yeah. Siyavala mwanza wetu. Sibonge kakhulu.